there's a huge possibility that you will not be able to upload AI music anymore on YouTube. Well, kind of. Now, this is a new policy update that's going to be happening on YouTube, and this has been a huge uproar. Like, I don't think I've ever seen, in the past, 10 years of me being a full-time YouTuber, I don't think I've ever seen something get this much hype, and that is this. You can see right here. In order to monetize as part of the YouTube Partner Program, YouTube has always required creators to upload original and authentic content. On July 15th, so this is about to happen, YouTube is updating our guidelines to better identify mass-produced and repetitious content. This update better reflects what inauthentic content looks like today. Now, there's been a lot of controversy about this and a lot of articles and videos because in some ways, this is kind of specific. Like, okay, yeah, they want it to be original and authentic, okay. But in other ways, it's kind of vague. And a lot of people are reading between the lines being like, okay, is it because of shorts? A lot of YouTube shorts, people are just taking the same clip and reposting it on a bunch of different channels. There's a lot of repetitious content. But also, when it comes to authentic, a lot of people feel like it's targeting AI or AI slop, or basically AI-generated content where people are posting 10, 20 videos a day with just AI stuff. And as a result of all this controversy, YouTube did post a response, this was about 5 days ago, and I'm gonna focus on this. Will using AI in my content be a violation of inauthentic content? We welcome creators to use AI tools to enhance their storytelling, and channels that use AI in their content remain eligible to monetize, basically making money from those videos. All channels must follow our monetization policies, and creators are required to disclose when their realistic content is altered or synthetic. More info on how to disclose altered or synthetic content is in the YouTube Help Center. But this is where things get kind of difficult. Can you give some examples of what is considered mass-produced? For example, a channel that uploads narrated stories with only superficial differences between them, or a channel that uploads slideshows that all have the same information, but it's not exhaustive, and there's a lot more examples. So here's the thing. Here's the things that really, really vague and tricky. That's all we know right now. Now, when it comes to YouTube, you're not allowed to, say, repost a bunch of different things. Like, I can't, on this channel, repost a bunch of different things from other creators, right? YouTube wants each video to be original and authentic. So videos like this, for example, of course are fine. Also, videos about AI stuff are okay. Like when I've done a bunch of videos about Suno or Udio, releasing AI music, all this stuff about AI music, that's different because it's me talking to the camera, it's original. I think what YouTube's trying to do here when they talk about inauthentic content is where it's just too much, like it's been called AI slop, where people are reposting a bunch of different a bunch of different shorts or long format content that are very similar, that are kind of cookie cutter, that aren't really authentic, so to speak. And it seems like YouTube's going to crack down on this. And I think their intent, remember, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. I think their intent is like, hey, there's just too much BS on YouTube. We just don't want all this kind of AI slop. It's ruining a lot of the viewers' experiences. And a lot of people have complained about this. When they go on YouTube Shorts, a lot of it's just AI BS. And they're like, hey, I don't mind learning about AI or talking about AI, but when it's all AI-generated content, I start to get annoyed. I start to be like, oh my God, there's too much of this AI stuff. So YouTube's really trying to crack down on this. Here's the issue though. Bring it to the point of this video. What about you? Let's say you're somebody who uses Suno and Udio to make AI music and you post a song a day. Or in this case, to be more specific, you post a video a day because say you release one song a day on DistroKid. I know some people who release an album a day on DistroKid using AI music and using Suno and Udio and AI music generators. And let's say every day you upload an album or video or whatever, where it's the static image of that album and all the song itself is AI generated. Could you have any issues with YouTube? The answer is potentially. Now, I want to say one, YouTube will not strike you or go after you or take down your channel. More likely than not, it's okay to have your videos be up on YouTube. So let me say that. But two, and this is a big thing a lot of creators want to know, especially if you're watching this video, well, what about making money from it? What about my channel being in the YouTube Partner Program? That's where things get very, very vague. That's where things get tricky because technically, you could argue right now, based off what's being said here, that YouTube is saying, hey, if you're creating a bunch of content that's pretty much inauthentic, as in it's just made by AI, using an AI generator, in this case a musical AI generator, and you're making all these videos with just a static image and a song, We don't want that. It's too repetitious. It's inauthentic. We're not going to monetize your channel. I could see that being a possibility. On the other end, though, and this is where things get very vague, is like, well, think of how many musicians, actual human musicians, make a song. Like, say they're making a lot of songs. They upload a video on YouTube that's a static image of their album artwork, and it's a song. YouTube's okay with that because they understand, hey, this is a musician, they're releasing their music on YouTube, et cetera, et cetera. And then it becomes this tricky thing of like, well, could you lie to YouTube? Like say YouTube says, hey, we feel like this is a bit repetitious. It feels like inauthentic. This feels like an AI thing. And you're like, hey, no. Like, this is actually my own music. Like, I actually made this. Could it become this kind of thing? And this does happen a lot on YouTube where, when they do a new policy update or whatever, there are some people who are doing the right thing. They're not doing anything wrong, and becomes like a false positive where they get targeted indirectly or directly, depending on how you look at it. So this is a huge mess right now. We'll have to see what happens in the upcoming month, throughout the year. It is tough to say, but this is something to be aware of. And I know there's probably nothing worse than a video like this, which is a bit ambiguous. You're like, well, Mark, what do I do? Like, you're not really telling me if I'm going to be okay with my AI music being on YouTube, but you're not telling me that I am or not. Like, what should I do? This just is something to be aware of, that if you are making a lot of content using AI, whether it's even not even just AI music, but AI music in terms of AI text, AI videos, whatever. If you're using a lot of AI generators to just mass produce a bunch of stuff and put it on YouTube, this might be an issue. That being said, from my perspective and in my opinion, and again, this is just my personal opinion, we'll have to see what happens. I feel like if you're somebody who's uploading, like, say, a couple videos a week, and you're using Suno for fun, and you're testing it out, and you're uploading these AI-generated songs, I feel like you should be okay. I think. Because the difference, let's say, between, at least to me, let's say someone hires, I don't know, a ghost producer, and they hire a ghost producer to make them a new song every day. So they're releasing 30 songs a month, aka 30 videos a month, one video each day, this ghost producer, versus it being AI generated. In a sense, you're still getting something from somebody else, licensing it to you, in a sense, and then posting it on YouTube. And so it seems like with this, I feel like YouTube, there have been some articles that said, oh man, is AI music done on YouTube now? Is there no more AI music that can be posted on YouTube? I feel like this primarily targets people who are either A, reposting too many shorts in terms of taking clips from, like, say, we've probably seen these from podcasts that they're not on, that they don't own, they have no affiliation with them, and they're taking a bunch of clips and shorts and putting them on YouTube and making a ton of money. That's a big business right now. A lot of people are doing. They'll go out on a Joe Rogan podcast or Flagrant or Diary of a CEO, or all these different big podcasts, take a bunch of clips and post them on YouTube to try to make money, even though they don't own it, right? So of course, YouTube has been cracking down on this, and I get why. But then two, the big thing is the AI slop. I think that's what really YouTube's trying to target, is people just mass producing 20, 30, shorts a day of this kind of BS AI stuff that's not even really that entertaining, and it's diminishing the viewer's experience on YouTube to want to be on YouTube. And there's some people saying, hey, you know what? I'm not going to look at YouTube Shorts anymore. There's too much AI slop. I'd rather just go to TikTok, or I'd rather go to Instagram. And I think that's a big reason why YouTube's cracking down on this. So like I said, I think this is something you should be aware of. But if I had to guess, reading between the lines with what I know about YouTube and everything, I think you should be okay posting AI music. I think, don't quote me on that, we'll have to see. I think you should be okay as long as you're not flooding the system, as long as you have at least a unique spin on it too. I think you should be okay, but this is definitely something you definitely need to be aware of.